Yeah. 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 What's good, y'all? What's good? How y'all doing tonight? How are y'all doing tonight? Man, what a day. Hold on one second. Just making sure everything is functioning. Yes. All right, hold on. Yep. Oh. Alrighty. Just making sure everything's good. I've already asked this twice before, but how is everyone tonight? What a day. What a weird ass day. What a weird day in the NFL world. A lot to talk about. A lot to talk about indeed. As there we are. But welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. I am your host for the evening, Double Diesel of the Double Diesel Sports YouTube channel / Double Diesel Sports podcast that is airing every single Wednesday here on youtube.com. As we wait for the countdown to get ready for Sunday Night Football, Cincinnati Bengals against the Baltimore Ravens. Hopefully this is good. I really hope so. Every single Sunday night game we've had up to this point has not been particularly the most exciting affair. I'd say the one that was the most memorable up to this point was San Francisco against Denver, but that was for the wrong reasons. Golly, I wish, like, part of me wished that Colts Broncos game from Thursday night was tonight, and we got that tonight, because that, even though it was a terrible game, like, I will say it was the worst. It was probably easily the worst football game I've ever watched in my life. But I wished it was kind of when I was streaming it, because I felt like that would have been an entertaining live stream nonetheless. But I feel like this is going to be a good game. Hopefully, finally a good game. Maybe I just jinxed. I think I probably just jinxed us. But anyway, there we are. And before I forget, we are still waiting for the game to kick off. And because I will forget, there we are. Yay. But yeah, man. Weird day and a weird week for the almighty Shield. It'll start off with that game that I talked about. I will dive into everything once I'll rewatch all the games, and then talk about some of the bigger storylines on the podcast on Wednesday. For those of you who have not been around yet and need a reminder, the Double Diesel Sports Podcast is out on YouTube, here on the Double Diesel Sports YouTube channel, every single Wednesday. And yeah, that's basically it. But obviously, I have to talk about that Thursday night game, even though I'm debating if I really want to or not. I want to, yet I don't want to. But yeah, this is a weird day. The craziness in London with the Giants and Packers. I'm going to go talk about the Packers a little bit in that episode. The weird mind of Brandon Staley. The Cardinals nearly putting a little scare into the heart of the Philadelphia Eagles, who have kept their undefeated season hopes alive. But we will talk about that when we talk about it. But as of right now, it is Baltimore. It is Cincy Baltimore time, as they are just seconds away from kicking off. Alrighty. Based on the looks of it, yep, the Ravens are going to be kicking off. So Cincinnati's going to get the football first. And kick off from Tucker, and we are underway in Baltimore, Maryland. Joe Burrow and the Bengals offense will be heading out first. They're just running through the starting lineup for the offense right now. And they start out in empty. Burrow is all by himself, 5 receivers out wide to start the game. And it's going to be a screen pass to Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase makes a move, and he gets carried a little bit to the first down marker, got sandwiched in between 2 linemen. And that helped them pick up enough for the first down on the first play of the game. But yeah, let's talk a little bit about Cincinnati and what they are like heading into this game. Start of the season, they started off very slow. They're picking up the pace a little bit. 1st and 10. Mixon is now in the game, and he's the Burrow's left. And it's another short pass to Chase, but this time he gets tackled behind the line of scrimmage by Marcus Peters. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 11. But yeah, Cincinnati, after starting off slow, losing their first couple of games, have bounced back. They've won back-to-back games against the Jets and against the Dolphins on Thursday night last week. But, there have been some concerns because, the Bengals haven't looked as good as you would hope they would be, being the defending AFC champions. 2nd and 10. Snap to Burrow. Burrow pumps and then throws it short, checks it down to Joe Mixon, who picks up a few yards. Going to be 3rd and medium on the first drive of the game. But yeah, the Bengals, even though they have been impressive the last 2 weeks, it is still clear that there we are. It's still clear that Zach Taylor might be a bit of a liability for them, and it's a 3rd and 4 coming up. Samaje Perine is in the game at running back now. Snap to Burrow. Burrow takes a 3-step drop, and he gets hit, and he throws it, and it results in an incomplete pass intended for Jamar Chase. Pressure got there, but he was able to get it away and prevent the sack, but it was right at Jamar Chase's feet. It's going to bring up a 4th down. And Cincinnati's going to have to punt just like that. Yeah, Calais Campbell just ripped through the line and got to Burrow. Bengals are punting. Punt is away. Devin Duvernay is back to receive the punt. And, oh my God, this was a terrible one. He punted it at around the 30-yard line. Yeah, the Ravens are going to get the ball at their own 28. That was not a great punt at all. As they head to commercial break for some odd reason. But anyway, that continues. So let me talk about the Bengals a little bit. So the Bengals, that new offensive line has still been a bit of an issue for them. I think I've talked about this the past couple of weeks, how they've their offensive line, despite all the money that they poured into it, has still not let's see here. So yeah, they just I don't know. Cincinnati, there's just something off about them. They don't feel like the dominating force that they were towards the end of last year. And I still am of the firm belief that Zach Taylor is not the guy to be the head coach of this football team. His offense is just not. I mean, it's effective really only because of the players that are in the system. But the system itself is not effective, and I feel like it's just going to hold the team back as it keeps going as the season goes on. But yeah, Baltimore is going to be coming up after this commercial break with their first possession of the game, and they've been the hardest team, arguably the hardest team for me to properly gauge, because they're a good team, like they are a good football team. Lamar has been playing like an MVP front runner through the first month of the season. But the problem is Lamar's sort of been the only consistent aspect of this Baltimore team. Every other part of this team has been incredibly up and down. The defense has just been sort of a liability at times. Especially through the air. I mean, which is a huge thing about this game of how that secondary is going to fare against Joe Burrow and those three Bengals wide receivers. And the thing is, like last year when they were having those struggles, we gave them a pass because they got bit by the injury bug all through last season. This year on defense, they haven't really had that issue. 1st and 10 for the Ravens. Lamar throws it short to Mark Andrews, and Mark Andrews is able to fight for it. He's got a gang of Bengals on him, but he's able to fight through for 8 yards on that. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 2. But yeah, if I'm of the belief that if Baltimore continues to win games at this point in time, it's going to be because of Lamar and nothing more than Lamar. Because like I said earlier, he's been the only he's been the only consistent factor in this entire season for the Ravens. He's the reason why they have 2 wins, and it's everyone else why they also have 2 losses. So 2nd and 3 coming up, play clock down to 2. Hand off to J.K. Dobbins, and Dobbins is able to get that first down. It looked like he got stopped for a second, but he was able to fight forward, pick up a new fresh set of downs. And, yep, didn't know where they were going to mark it for a second, but, yep, it's going to be a first down. All right. 1st and 10 coming up for the Baltimore offense, 11:32 and counting here in the first period of play. Lamar by himself. Oh, my God, it was a bad snap. They had Duvernay in motion, but he was able to fall. Oh, my God, and Devin Duvernay. Oh, my God, oh, my gosh. Devin Duvernay, they brought Duvernay in motion, and I'm guessing they were supposed to do a direct snap to him on the motion, but he got in the way of it, and the ball was alive. It hit him. It was a live ball, but he was able to pick it back up, make a guy miss. Actually got a nice block from Isaiah Likely and was able to pick up the first down on that. Oh my God. That could have been a disaster fast. But it's a new set of downs. And 1st and 10, Lamar play action, rolls to his left, throws it short to Duvernay again. Duvernay lowers the shoulder and is close to a first down. Now they're going to roll him a yard shy. And it looked like they're going into a bit of a hurry-up mode, yeah. Ravens are going hurry up to start the game. Picard is in motion, handoff to J.K. Dobbins, and Dobbins is able to bounce off a couple tackles, and he's able to pick up the first down and then some down inside the 35. of Bengals territory. This is a nice little drive to start the game for Baltimore, especially after that disaster of a play that turned into some good. And 1st and 10, and Duvernay's actually in the game at running back now. And it's going to be a toss play to Duvernay. A toss play to Duvernay, and Duvernay is able to find the hole and pick up another first down. Oh my gosh, Devin Duvernay is involved a lot early, and he's been getting first down after first down. I mean, that's what they were expecting of him coming into the year. Devin Duvernay was supposed to be a huge part of this offense, especially now considering tonight with Rashad Bateman out with an injury. And Devin Duvernay, they've wanted him to make his mark in the offense this year, and he's making his mark early in this game with 3 great plays, one of which wasn't even supposed to be a great play. First down and a play clock down to 0. They just get the ball off. Lamar rolls to his right. Lamar stops, tries to evade it, throws the ball out of bounds, throws it away. That was, I believe, Eli Apple that was all over him. No, that was Mike Hilton, excuse me. The slot corner that had him wrapped up. They had the wide receiver in motion, and he wanted Lamar. They wanted some, but Cincinnati had that covered really well. I can't tell if he wanted Isaiah Likely to peel out a little more. I don't know. But that brings up a 2nd and 10. Play clock down to 5. Lamar an empty set once again. Snap to Lamar, throws it short, and it was knocked away. Incomplete. 3rd and 10 coming up. Alrighty. 3rd and 10 coming up. Play clock down to 5. J.K. Dobbins out in motion. Lamar, a little bit of pressure in his face, throws it short, and he completes it to Isaiah Likely, but only gets a 2-yard gain. It's going to bring up 4th down. And they're going to send out Tucker for a field goal try. Yeah. It was a nice drive to start the game, honestly. Nice drive. Had a couple big plays in there. Plays that should have gone nowhere. But it's going to end with a 37-yard field goal from Justin Tucker, who is Justin Tucker, and he's going to make that. And just like that, we have a 3-0 ball game to start Sunday Night Football in Week 5. Hold on one second. And there we are. Un momento, por favor. There we are. 3-0. Start this ball game. Now, coming into this game, and why I said I was hoping that this would be a great game, is that these are both 2 teams that, when they want to be, are very dominant offensively. Key phrasing in that, when they want to be. And they haven't always been that this year. Like I said, for both teams, it's been kind of up and down on both sides of the ball, really. But especially offensively, which you wouldn't expect from the two teams with the offensive firepower that they have respectively. With Cincinnati and their attacks through the air, and Baltimore being as arguably probably the best running team in the NFL, you wouldn't expect these teams to have the up and downs that they have. But I mean, I've seen certain people talk about like that the first month of the NFL season, like those first 4 weeks of the season, are basically kind of like an extended preseason where everyone's just sort of, the games matter this time, but everyone's still sort of figuring stuff out. Everyone's still trying to figure out what kind of identity they want their current team to be. So this is probably, it's usually around week 5 where it's like what you see from the team now is most likely what you're going to see for the remainder of the season. And it would not shock me at all that it's only week 5, but whoever wins this game could potentially have the upper hand in the AFC North going forward. Because I don't see Cleveland being super threats to either of these teams. Definitely not Pittsburgh, who's one of the worst teams in the NFL. As Chris Evans gets a nice return down to the 30-yard line for Cincinnati. And that's where the Bengals are going to start their drive. They can start off with pretty good field position. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Bengals. 7:57 left in the first quarter. All righty. Burrow's going to come out, and he's under center. Joe Mixon in the backfield. Tyler Boyd is the receiver in motion, and is a toss play to Mixon. Mixon is going to be swarmed, and he goes absolutely nowhere. Odafe Owe was there to get the tackle for loss. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 12, I believe, coming up. Yeah, oh my gosh. Odafe Owe on a slot receiver. Yeah, you're not going to win that. You're not going to win that at all. Yep, 2nd and 12. Jamar Chase comes in motion, gets into the backfield on Burrow's left, and it's going to be a handoff to Chase. Chase makes a move. Chase gets to the first down. No, he gets to the line of scrimmage. Maybe got a yard. No, they're marking him as a 0-yard gain. It's going to be a 3rd and 12 coming up. This is what I was touching on just a little bit, is that this team from a talent perspective is a top 10 team in the NFL. It's just at times you feel like the coaching is really not letting this team be fully unlocked. 3rd and 12, play clock down to 6. Snap to Burrow. Burrow is under pressure, and he's going to be sacked. Jason Pierre-Paul got there with Calais Campbell, and it's going to be a 3 and out on the 2nd possession of the game for Cincinnati, and they're going to punt. Oh, my goodness. Jason Pierre-Paul has only been there for 2 weeks now? Is able to beat La'el Collins and get to Burrow. Man, oh man, there's the offensive line. What we were talking about, that revamped offensive line. And the punt is away to Devin Duvernay, and Duvernay is going to go nowhere. Gets out to the 32-yard line for Baltimore. But that's what I was talking about, that revamped offensive line for Cincinnati. That's been a big disappointment for them so far this year. All the money they poured into that unit, I think it was around $92 million total in the 5 starters that they currently have out there. And La'el Collins being another one of the bigger ones. And JPP, the veteran, just sort of he didn't do anything special. He just cut out to the edge and then did a stunt inside and was able to beat him. And but again, like I've sort of harped on this a little already. How that offensive line, especially the money they poured into it, them being this bad. I mean, they've gotten better since the first 2 games of the year. But it's still not as good as you would hope for a unit that, like I said before, you spent nearly $100 million on. So it's rough. It's not what you would like it to be, considering I'm on the record saying that Cincinnati, if they just had even a decent offensive line in the Super Bowl last year, they would have walked into the season as defending champions. There's not a doubt in my mind that would have been the case had they had just a decent offensive line. Now, this one isn't that bad, but it's still not what you would want it to be. But yeah, Baltimore is going to get the ball back. And if you're Cincinnati, this is what you're kind of nervous about, because Lamar this season has shown that he has the definite capability of taking over a game just by himself. I mean, you saw it. I mean, hell, you even saw it in the game against what was it, in the game against New England, where that was a competitive game through the first 3 quarters of that game. And then the fourth quarter rolled around and Lamar just completely took over, and there was nothing New England could have done about it. Or even just look at the first 3 quarters of the Miami game. Like that Ravens team, the first 3 quarters of that Miami game couldn't be stopped. And then that's when you get into the problems with Baltimore, is that they couldn't finish. They couldn't play a complete game. And they ended up losing that game despite leading 35-14 heading into the fourth. And that's really what's been holding this Ravens team back, and why they haven't been considered in the upper echelon of teams at this point. It's a handoff to J.K. Dobbins, and Dobbins gets a first down and more. He maintains his balance, and he gets down to around the 40 or 50-yard line. What a run by J.K. Dobbins for the new set of downs, as we are under 6 minutes in the first quarter. Look at this. It was a nice hole, and yeah, J.K. Dobbins off a nice block from Mark Andrews as well, able to get it to midfield. First and 10 at the 49-yard line of Baltimore. Ricard in motion. Play action to Dobbins. Lamar rolls out to his right, feeling the pressure, looking around, and just throws it out of bounds, incomplete. 2nd and 10 coming up. There's another thing about this offense that why they've all of a sudden become more dominant again. They've been running a lot of more inverted RPOs, whereas the past couple of years, they've just been running the standard RPO where quarterback looks at the edge rusher coming in, and if he stays, he hands it off to the back, and if he crashes, then Lamar just takes it himself. Well, teams have figured that out, and hold on, 2nd and 10. Lamar throws a short, but it gets batted at the line. Pratt, the linebacker, batted at the line. But this year they've been running inverted RPOs, where they have the running back going across Lamar's face, and if the edge rusher that they're looking at stays, then that way they hand it. If they stays, then Lamar keeps it and runs through the middle. But if he crashes, then they just hand it off to the running back, and they basically run a wide zone with it. And 3rd and 10 coming up, and Lamar is back to pass, but he's under pressure, and he's going to be sacked by Sam Hubbard. Oh, but there's a flag on the play. We're going to see who this is on. It might be against Baltimore. We're going to see where the flag was. It's going to be a hold. Oh, no, it's a defensive hold. Oh my God, Chidobe Awuzie. The corner was called for defensive holding. It's going to be an automatic first. Oh, let's see here. I guess you could call that. The refereeing is also something I will get into on the podcast Wednesday. You guys probably know what I'm talking about. And no, it's a keeper for Lamar. Lamar, lowers a shoulder towards Eli Apple and gets about a 7-yard gain. Another flag is thrown. We went through almost the entire game up to this point without having a flag. Now we get 2 flags back to back. We'll see what the call of this one is. This time it's offensive holding. So we had defensive holding the play before, and now we have offensive holding. And this time it was on the right tackle. Makari. Yeah, he got right in the middle of right under Trey Hendrickson's shoulder pad. They're going to call and tackle him as well. They're going to call that every time. So now it's a 1st and 20. So they're basically back to where they were 2 plays before. 1st and 20. Prochet, the wide receiver, on motion. Lamar fakes the screen to Prochet, and they were trying to get a screen to J.K. Dobbins, and Lamar just throws it in the dirt. They tried to get the screen pass to J.K. Dobbins, but the Bengals had it nice and well covered, so that's going to bring up a 2nd and 20. 2nd and 20, and the Ravens are going backwards. Yes, Sam Hubbard. He was on the verge of tackling J.K. Dobbins in the moment. All right, 2nd and 20. Play clock is down to 5. Duvernay in motion. They just get the snap off. Lamar checks and then checks it down to Duvernay, and Duvernay is about to pick up maybe 5 on that, most likely 4. That's going to bring up a 3rd and maybe 15 coming up as we hit 4 minutes to go in the first. This is not good. They were getting a little momentum, and then they were getting some momentum, and then that holding penalty then knocked them back. And all of a sudden, they just get kind of stuck. But 3rd and 15, trips out to the left. Lamar, 5-step drop. Lamar steps back big, and he's going to step up, and he nearly got away. He got tripped up by Trey Hendrickson. Otherwise, he would have probably gotten close to a first down. He maybe not have gotten a first down on it, but let's look at that. He had Trey Hendrickson coming around the edge. Lamar was going to step up to take off himself. And, oh my God, thank God he did. Yeah, he would have picked up the first down. There was nobody in front of him. So that was a first down saving shoestring tackle from Trey Hendrickson. And, the Bengals nearly blocked the punt. And fair catch called for at around the 9-yard line for Cincinnati. And that's where the Bengals are going to get the football. As we are now under 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. Oh, that sucks for Baltimore. They were getting a little momentum going, and then a holding penalty, and then it just sort of stalled out from there. But where was I? I feel like I was talking about something before that whole sequence happened. It'll probably come back to me at some point. But yeah, this is a weird, interesting Sunday. Jets put a 40 bomb on the Miami Dolphins, the Tua-less Miami Dolphins. You had that epic game in London at 9:30 in the morning Eastern Standard Time. Actually, would have been earlier for those on the West Coast. You had, I don't want to bring it up now because it infuriated me in the moment. But the Falcons-Bucks game, I'll dive more into that and my thoughts on that on Wednesday because I don't want to get into the whole rant right now. But yeah, fun Sunday, weird ass week of the NFL season. It was odd because there were a lot of really close down to the wire games, a lot of really good games today, which is odd considering it started with not just the worst game of the year, but arguably, in my memory, the worst game I've ever watched. In my 10 years of being an NFL football fan, like I said, I'll talk more about it on Wednesday. But yeah, I'll talk more on it Wednesday because that even now, like that game is still hard to wrap my brain around. But we are back from commercial break, and it's 1st and 10 at the 9-yard line for the Bengals. And Burrow starts out in empty formation, 5 receivers out wide. Snap to Burrow. It's going to be a QB draw to Burrow, and he slides forward for about a 3-yard gain. Got hit late on it, but seemed to be incidental. It's going to be a 2nd and 7 potentially coming up as we approach 2:34 in counting in the first quarter. 2nd and 8, actually, it's going to be. 2nd and 8 from the 11. Burrow in shotgun with Mixon to his right, Jamar Chase in motion, and now he goes out to Burrow's left. They were in this formation earlier where they handed off to Chase, but instead it's going to be a short pass to Chase, but it's a little far ahead. Incomplete. 3rd and 8. Burrow wants some kind of call, but they're not going to get one to him. So it's going to be a 3rd and long at their own 11-yard line coming up. Oh, they were trying to. That's what Burrow was complaining about. They wanted to get a Odafe way of interfering with Jamar Chase, but it was right at the line. So it was legal contact. 3rd and 8 coming up. All right. Snap to Burrow. Burrow, 5-step drop. Checks it down to Hayden Hurst. And Hurst is going to be wrapped up nice by Marcus Peters and driven out of bounds. He's going to be 3 yards short of the first down. And just like that, the Bengals are going to have to punt. Their 2nd straight 3 and out of the game so far. 3 drives, 2 of them ended in 3 and outs, one of which they ran just 4 plays. Not looking good so far for Cincinnati through quarter number 1, and they're going to have to punt it again to Devin Duvernay. And the punt is away. And Duvernay, oh my God, this was another bad punt. No, it looked like another bad punt, but it takes a Bengal bounce. And it's going to be at the 38-yard line of Baltimore. And that's where they're going to start their drive when we come back from commercial break on the Sunday Night Football stream. Man, oh man. Cincinnati, 3 drives so far. First one ended with a nice first down on a screen pass to Jamar Chase. And then they ran 3 plays that didn't pick up a first down, had to punt. Second drive, they went 3 and out, punted. And then this was their 3rd drive, 3 and out, punt. And now it is only quarter number 1. I expect them to make adjustments slowly as the game goes on. But so far not the start you want on prime time against a division rival. Not just against a division rival, the only division rival competing for the AFC North crown against you. The only team that's a threat, I should say. Yeah, I kind of was talking earlier that this game is going to be kind of the tone setter for who might be the favorite to win this division going forward. Because it's really only up in the air between these two teams. I mean, Cleveland maybe Cleveland, but they're more of a candidate for a wild card spot, if even. Cleveland also nearly had a close win today, but that was I'll also talk about that one. I don't know what's going on with the Chargers. Actually, no, Scratch, I do know what's going on with the Chargers, and it's Brandon Staley. I don't know what the hell is up with him. It feels like he's trying to make his team lose games. I don't know, man, but yeah, there's Cleveland. I digress. There's Cleveland, who's really maybe the only other opponent against these two that can maybe challenge them. It's definitely not Pittsburgh. We thought it would be, considering we thought their defense would be at least good enough to compete. But we have found out in recent weeks that apparently when they don't have TJ Watt, they're just incompetent across the board. We thought they were just going to be incompetent offensively. But apparently with no TJ Watt, they just flat out suck as a football team. So, yeah, these are really the only two teams that are battling for who's going to win the division. 1st and 10, right at midfield. Lamar drops back and he throws it deep to a wide open Devin Duvernay, who's had his hands all over this game so far. And that was a huge completion down to, I want to say, the 40-yard line, the 30-yard line of Cincinnati. Lamar had damn near all day to throw that and threw an absolute strike to Devin Duvernay. 1st and 10 now. We are now under a minute to go in the first quarter. And the line of scrimmage is at the 29-yard line of Cincinnati. Lamar's under center. It's a play action bootleg to the right. Lamar throws it to a wide open. Who is that? That is DeMarcus Robinson. Close to a first down. He's going to be about a yard short. 30 seconds to go in the first. And are they going to run up and run another play? Or are they just going to let it go to the end of the quarter? And, yep, 2nd and 2. And it's going to be a handoff to Dobbins, and Dobbins gets stopped on the line. Got hit low by Hilton. And that's going to take us to the end of quarter number 1. Quarter number 1 is officially in the books. And just like that, it is a 3-0 ball game. A 3-0 ball game heading to the second quarter. 3-0 game heading to the second quarter with the Ravens knocking on the door. It's going to be a 3rd and 2 when they come back from commercial break. Yeah, like I said, Devin Duvernay has had his hands all over this game. We knew he was going to be a big piece coming into this game with the absence of their other really good receiver, Rashad Bateman. But Duvernay is a guy that I've really liked since his rookie year in 2020. He's a guy that, because Baltimore, since Lamar's been the quarterback, hasn't had like a truly scary passing game. I mean, they still don't have a passing game that scares you, but that just really isn't. It hasn't been their offense. It doesn't. their offense can succeed without needing good wide receivers. But this year they're starting to get some real production out of that wide receiver room. Rashad Bateman, like I said, has been great. And the other guy has been Devin Duvernay, who is a special player, a special athlete. I think he's made a Pro Bowl already as a return man. He's a deadly return man. And they have been waiting for him to emerge and be a key contributor on the offensive side of the ball, and he's been that up to this point, and he's also been a huge factor so far in this game. And it's nice to have that if you're Baltimore, because the only receiving threat you've had for past couple of years up to this point has really only been Mark Andrews. And Mark Andrews is great, arguably the best tight end in the NFL. But when he's your only receiving threat, that's not going to scare anybody. But if you have someone like Devin Duvernay who emerges as a legitimate threat, now all of a sudden you have a little more to work with. Plus, if Rashad Bateman continues to develop, these other guys start contributing, like a Tylan Wallace, James Prochet. If they start getting more involved in the offense, now all of a sudden you have more lanes to open up for Lamar to gash you on the ground, for J.K. Dobbins to gash you. And we are now back from commercial break, 3rd and 2. And speaking of Dobbins, he's not currently in the game. And Duvernay gets sent in motion. Duvernay is in motion again, and it's going to be a handoff to Duvernay. He's going to pick up the first down and more inside. Ooh, damn. Inside the 15-yard line goes Devin Duvernay. It's going to be a 1st and 10 from about the 14-yard line, I want to say. Ooh, excuse me. All righty. It's going to be a pistol formation. 1st and 10. Handoff to Davis, the running back in. And Davis is going to pick up about 2, maybe 3 yards on that, but he gets hit hard by Logan Wilson. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 8, maybe a 2nd and 7. But it's been a really good drive by Baltimore so far. Can Cincy's defense hold? Yeah, well, Logan Wilson came up and just popped him on that. 2nd and 7, play clock down to 3. They get the snap off. Jackson is going to be under pressure, and he just throws it away out of bounds. Trey Hendrickson was there to sack him, but Lamar was able to get it away. It's going to be 3rd and long coming up, 3rd and 7 to be exact. Trey Hendrickson working on Ronley Stanley, who just came back from injury, and he just flat out beat him. He went on the inside of Stanley and just bull rushed right through him. Was able to get close to Lamar, but Lamar having the wherewithal to throw the ball away. It brings up a 3rd and 7. 3rd and 7 coming up. Play clock down to 1, and they just get the snap off. And wide open is Mark Andrews, and he's going to walk in for a touchdown. Touchdown, Baltimore Ravens. Mark Andrews was wide open. Everyone on the Bengals is looking around thinking it probably should have been a delay of game. But no, they got it off just in time, and Mark Andrews on a shallow crosser was all by himself. Nobody picked him up, and he could have walked in with how wide open he was. Oh, my goodness. And Justin Tucker for the extra point is automatic, as usual. And we are now in a 10-0 ball game. It's been all Baltimore so far. It's been all Baltimore. Yeah, man. Cincy needs an answer, and they need an answer fast. Like I said, they've had the talent. They have the talent to make this a game. Like, this could be made a game at any point. But Baltimore's defense so far has been holding strong. They try to get some stuff going with Jamar Chase. We have yet to have a T. Higgins sighting, which is interesting so far, considering T. Higgins is basically, from a numbers standpoint, basically been this team's wide receiver number one. When you're talking about yards and production through the first two games or the first month of the season, T. Higgins has basically been this team's number one receiver, and we have yet. I don't even think he has had a target yet in this game. We also haven't had a Tyler Boyd sighting. I think Joe Mixon has only touched the football once. I don't even think they've run the ball more than once or twice in this game. Now, granted, they haven't had that many plays run because they've been going 3 and out constantly up to this point. But yeah, this is outside of Jamar Chase, their other big playmakers have yet to have the ball get thrown in their direction. And that's going to have to change. You're going to have to get T. Higgins more involved because, like I said, he's basically your wide receiver one at this point. All righty. We are now back from commercial break. Bengals are set to get the football back. Chris Evans is back there to receive the kick. Tucker struts up, and the kick is going to be returned by Evans. Evans with a hole, and he gets tackled at around the 22-yard line for Cincinnati. So they're going to be getting this ball just short of the 25-yard line. I've been saying Bengals need to start getting production out of their other receivers or getting their other receivers involved. We have yet to have a T. Higgins appearance so far this game. We have yet to have Tyler Boyd's name be mentioned. But 1st and 10, Burrow is in the shotgun. It's going to be a handoff to Joe Mixon. Mixon makes a cut, and he got about a 3-yard gain on that. It's going to be 2nd and 7 coming up. But we've been talking about the Bengals offensively. Hold on one second. 2nd and 7, they're running back up to the line. Burrow's in shotgun once again. Making some audibles at the line, Burrow is. And Mixon, who was on his right, is now lined up on his left. Burrow, 3-strap drop, and Barnes gets to him. Josh Bynes, the linebacker, came in on a blitz and got to Joe Burrow. 3rd and long coming up, and Burrow never saw him. Josh Bynes, the linebacker, came in on a stunt, and no one picked him up. He had a free shot at Burrow, and he was like, "Thank you very much. I will gladly take that." Oh, my goodness. Now a 2nd and 7 became a 3rd and 14. Burrow and empty. Play clock down to 2. Snap to Burrow, and he's going to throw it short to Hayden Hurst, who lowers the shoulder and is tackled 2 yards shy of the first down. And yet another, they're gonna send the punt unit out. Yet another 3 and out for the Bengals offense. Oh boy. Oh boy. Huber, the punter, is out once again. That's their 3rd straight 3 and out, I believe. And the punt is away. Duvernay is back to receive it. He calls for a fair catch at around the 30-yard line. And the Ravens are going to get good field position yet again. Oh, my goodness. Cincinnati. I don't know what. I don't know if you're waiting for halftime at this point. You shouldn't be, because the second quarter just started. And your defense has, for a couple drives now, struggled to really stop the Ravens offensively, especially the last drive. They haven't had that much. My apologies, but they haven't had that much of an answer for him. And that's what I was talking about before we got distracted by this. We've been talking about the Bengals offense and what they need to get back in the game. What does the Bengals defense need to really do in order to get back in this game? Because, like I said earlier, Lamar has that rare ability to just completely take over a game by himself because of his ability not only as a passer but also as a runner, that it becomes almost impossible to really stop them entirely. But so far this game, the Bengals defense hasn't shown much of a consistent, I should say, answer to stopping Lamar in the offense. A consistent idea of what to do against them. But this defense is good enough, and like I said, they've only held them to 10 points. But they're going to need to find a way to do it more consistently, and they need help. They especially need help from the offense to help them out. So, because at this point, hey, they're lucky it's only a 10-0 game. But they really need some help from the offense. But we're going to have to wait for the Bengals offense as Lamar is once again back out onto the field. And this time they get, once again, good starting field position. They're showing all the stats that Lamar has up to this point and the death grip he has on the MVP race up to this point in the season. 1st and 10 in the pistol formation, play clock down to 3. And it's going to be an option play for Lamar, and he's going to keep it himself. Lamar is able to pick up the first down and gives a piggyback ride to a defender past the 40-yard line. It's going to be a first down. He's tackled at the 41 of Baltimore, and it's going to be a new set of downs as we approach 11 minutes to go in quarter number 2. It's a classic triple option play, and Lamar just kept it himself. He wasn't even running hard. That's the crazy thing. He looked like he was just jogging. And he basically carried Von Bell past the first down marker. First and 10 at the 41. Ricard in motion yet again. And this time it's going to be a handoff to the running back. And running. Oh, he picks up a nice gain. He picks up a first down pass midfield. First down. It was the running back, Kenyon Drake. Past the 50, close to the 45. That's what I'm talking about. That run defense. How can you truly defend the run against this team? They're so good at running the football that I don't know how you can consistently stop it. And they do the same thing yet again. Same exact play, hand off to Drake, and this time he only picks up about a couple. But that's the mentality of the Baltimore Ravens. Is just run the football, control the clock, control the game, and wear the team out, wear the defense out, and punch them in the mouth while doing it. Oh gosh, I completely forgot about that narrative. They're showing a fan brought a giant check with Lamar's name on it. 2nd and 8. Lamar play actions a couple times and he throws it deep. And oh my gosh, he overthrew his intended man and it got picked off by Von Bell. The pass was intended for Demarcus Robinson, but he threw it too far. And Von Bell caught it like a center fielder. And that might be the break the Bengals needed. You're thinking, okay, you can't stop him that well on the ground, but maybe there's a shot if you can stop him through the air if you get the opportunity. And Von Bell saw the opportunity, and he took advantage of it. Pass was overthrown, and now that was the break the Bengals needed. That was the break the Bengals desperately needed. And now if you're the offense, honestly, at this point, just focus on picking up a first down right now. And it's a handoff to Mixon, and Mixon bounces off a tackle, and he's able to fight for some more yards. Picks up about a 9-yard gain. It's going to be 2nd and 1. All right. At this point, if you're Cincinnati, just pick up a first down. Pick up a first down. Don't try and focus on, oh, we need to get points right now. Right now, there's still 9 minutes left. Actually, under 9 minutes. Just take it slowly. You haven't been moving the ball well up to this point. Just take it one play at a time. Hand off to Mixon, and Mixon is able to pick up the first down. There we go. It's their first time in 3 drives that they've moved the chains. We are now under 8.5 to go until we hit halftime. Man, oh man. That's not good for Joe Mixon. He has the 2nd most carries of any running back in the league, 82, but he also has the lowest yards per carry. He only has 2.7 yards per carry. That doesn't help out your offense. Zach Taylor, for some reason, just sprinted over to the ref to call a timeout. Not entirely sure why or what he saw. He saw something didn't like. That required him to sprint over to call a timeout when the play clock was at 8. But I'm guessing he saw something he didn't like and wanted to talk it over. Yeah, it's hard to be an effective offense when you're not running the football well, especially considering how talented Joe Mixon is to only be averaging less than 3 yards a carry. That's just unacceptable. 1st and 10 for the Bengals, and it's another handoff to Mixon, but he makes a nice cut here, and Joe Mixon is able to pick up some nice yardage, gets a first down and a few more after. There we go. That's what you expect out of a guy like Joe Mixon, is to get the handoff, make a nice little cut when the hole isn't there, makes a nice cut outside, is able to beat a guy to the corner for a first down. And now you're going to get the ball for a new set of downs at around the 45-yard line. That's what you needed. Now, all of a sudden, this is how you create momentum when you're running the football effectively. And now we get a flag. There's a flag on the play. Oh, no, it wasn't. It was a Baltimore timeout. That was confusing because they signaled timeout initially, but then the flag graphic popped up. But no, it was just a Baltimore timeout. That's all it was, just a timeout. But yeah, now all of a sudden we're starting to pick up a little momentum a little bit. Just go back to the drawing board, be like, hey, these first 3-4 drives have not worked out for us. Let's just go back to running the football, trying to get momentum that way. And when you run the ball effectively, that gives you the confidence to run some play action, attack through the air again. Whereas opposed to, oh yeah, they called that because they had too many men on the field. Yeah. They're able to call a timeout before that. Screen pass to Jamar Chase, and Jamar Chase gets tackled, but not before picking up a gain of 9, but there's a flag on the play. No timeout to save this flag. We'll see what it is. Illegal man downfield on the offense. Oh, damn. It was La'el Collins. Ineligible man downfield. Yeah. He can't be past 5 yards before the... Oh, yeah, he's at around 6 or so before the ball got there. But now it's 1st and 15. And you just hope that doesn't kill this momentum for this offense right now. Snap to Burrow. Burrow, a little pressure in his face, but he gets it complete to Thomas, and Thomas breaks a tackle and more. Thomas down to the sideline. Thomas not going to bounce at the 30-yard line. Oh, my goodness, what a catch and run by Thomas. It's going to be a 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. Thomas, it was just a curl route, and he shed the tackle on Marcus Peters, and was able to get an angle and was down the sideline. Nice catch and run by the receiver, Thomas. Now it's 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. Now you're starting to feel the momentum shift. Hand off to Mixon, and Mixon with a nice hole. Mixon with a cut. Mixon down to the 1st down marker. I think that last effort might have gotten him, and it did. 1st and 10 at the 21-yard line. They are just outside of the red zone. And Cincinnati is starting to cook. They're starting to wake up a little bit. This is a great run design, honestly. It was just a draw play. No, actually, they didn't get the 1st down. They marked him short, 2nd and 1. Burrow under center, and he's able to QB sneak it, and that is the easiest QB sneak he will ever get. Just falls forward into the red zone now, 1st down. And ladies and gentlemen, the Cincinnati Bengals, for the first time in this ball game, are now in the red zone with under 5.5 minutes to go in the first half, and the Bengals are in business to make this a 1-score game regardless. Any score here will make this a 1-score game. But you obviously want the touchdown here. Though a field goal wouldn't be too bad because it gets you on the board. Snap to Burrow. Burrow, three-step drop. Wide open is Hayden Hurst. And Hurst gets tackled, and they're ruling it a touchdown. They're ruling it a touchdown. He made an extension, and they're ruling it a touchdown. We're going to have to look at this. But he got hit inside the 5 and then stumbled forward and got an extension over the goal line. We're going to see this. If this stands, what an individual effort by Hayden Hurst. He was wide open on the deep crosser. We're going to see this. Slow it down. Is any part of his body down? Yep, they confirmed it. They confirmed it. It was a touchdown. What an effort by Hayden Hurst. Evan McPherson on for the extra point. Extra point is up, and it is good. And just like that, it is a 10-7 ball game. They capitalized off the interception by Lamar. and they were able to drive down the field and punch it in for 6 right before halftime. They needed that. With how this game was shaping up to be and how this game was going, they needed that badly. Now we have a ball game on our hands, folks. Now we have a ball game. This is what I was hoping for. This is what I was excited for. I looked at this game on the schedule and I was like, oh, this has to be a good game. If this isn't a good game, then I might just quit doing these streams altogether. Oh, my goodness. But here we go. Oh, man. Now we're getting excited. Isn't this exciting? Isn't this exciting? We haven't even reached halftime yet, and this is already better than what the Thursday night game was. Even though the score is damn near similar. Oh, don't show. Oh, okay. You know, I'm just going to look at this screen while they're commercial because they're showing them sad commercials again. But, alrighty. But, yeah, this is shaping up to be a game so far. And I'm excited to see. These commercials, bro. Oh my god, I don't know anymore. I don't know, man. I have no idea. Okay. You know what? Whatever. But anyway, back to the game. The game. I'm sorry, that just confused me for a second. But yeah, that was something that Cincinnati desperately needed. They were looking like they couldn't stop them defensively. They couldn't stop Baltimore defensively, that is. And they capitalized on the turnover. They got the turnover. And then they turned the turnover into points, which is what you really need to do against a team like this that is as deadly against the run. That has as deadly a run game as it does. Ooh. Next Sunday night's Dallas and Philadelphia. Now that's going to be a fun one. That's going to be a ton of fun. Speaking about it, before we get the next play in this game, how about them Cowboys and how about them Eagles, huh? Eagles are still the only undefeated team left in the NFL. And Dallas is 4-1 after a pretty dominant performance in LA. I'll talk more about those on Wednesday, but who would have thought that the two best teams in the NFC would be A, the Cowboys and Eagles, and B, coming from the NFC East, period. Who would have thought that? Oh, my goodness. All right, now Lamar and the Ravens are back on offense. And it's a play action. It's going to be a screen pass to Devin Duvernay. Duvernay following his blockers and is able to back up to maybe he got the first down on that. They're now under 5 minutes to go in the first half. This is interesting. What's up with Ronnie Stanley? He is currently not in the game. He's on the bench, but he's not in the game. I'll have to look into that once I get the chance, but it's 2nd and 1, pistol formation for Baltimore again. Ricard is in motion. Snap, handoff to J.K. Dobbins, and Dobbins makes a nice move. Dobbins finds the hole and is able to pick up the first down and a couple more on top of it. They're going to have to find out what's going on with Ronnie Stanley as to why he's not in the game currently. All righty. 1st and 10. Lamar in a clean pocket has all day, but he gets under pressure now. Steps up and throws it short to Prochet for about a 6 or 7 yard gain. All righty. Can't really find out why Stanley's not in the game currently. 2nd and 3, flag flies. So there's probably a free play. Ball is out, but it was probably offsides on the defense. So the result of this is probably not going to matter. Even if it did, the ball popped out and Baltimore fell on it. Oh, it was thank God they did, because it was an illegal shift on the offense, actually. Oh my goodness. Thank God they fell on that then. See what happened. See, yeah, Prochet was still in motion when they snapped the ball. He never got reset. 2nd and 8. Lamar dancing in the pocket, rolls to his left. Lamar is under pressure and he's taken down by Pratt, the linebacker. Oh my goodness. And now, oh, Baltimore, they had all the momentum before this, and now they're just going backwards. 3rd down and long coming up as we are approaching 2.5 minutes to go in the first half of this game. Yeah, Pratt just came in and was able to wrap up Lamar. Not easy to do. He's so slippery. But 3rd and 12, play clock down to 1. They're just able to get it off. Lamar is almost sacked from behind, but he's able to complete it to Tylan Wallace for about a 10-yard gain. It's going to be 4th and 2, and that's going to be the final play before the 2-minute warning. And the offense is coming off the field, and they're going to punt. But it is John Harbaugh we're talking about, so expect a potential fake in this situation, even though they are in their own territory. But we will find out the answer to that once we get back from the 2-minute warning. Man, you just feel, is it just me? Or have you felt the momentum shift in this game up to this point? Where for a majority of the game, it felt like it was all Ravens. It felt like it was, going to be like, all right, the Ravens are in control. And then that one interception, and then Burrow led the Bengals down the field, that Hayden Hurst touchdown, and now they're forcing the Ravens to punt here. And it just felt like a complete momentum shift. And this has been the problem with Baltimore that we talked about earlier all season, is that they're very up and down, where for some reason, they're just not able to put a complete game together. And it's odd, because 5 games in, you wouldn't expect that to still be an issue. But clearly it's showing right now that it is so far still an issue, where overall team consistency is still the thing that's preventing this team from reaching its ceiling. You saw it in Miami. You saw it last week against Buffalo, where they were up 20-0 going into half, and then they didn't score a point for the rest of the game and ended up losing that game to Buffalo. This team has just kind of shot itself in the foot a lot in the games up to this point, and they haven't had a real answer to respond to it, and that's starting to rear its ugly head again. And it has to be frustrating if you're a Ravens fan, because it's like, why can't we just put a complete game together, or at least just a complete half together? No, it's good. Be 4th and 4. We are now out of the 2-minute warning. Ravens are on to punt. Though, like I said, watch for a fake. It is John Harbaugh at the end of the day. And nope, it will not be a fake. They're going to punt it away. Fair catch called for at the 16-yard line. And now Joe Burrow, just under 2 minutes, 1:54 to be exact, and 2 timeouts in his back pocket, are going to have a chance to tie the game or maybe even potentially take the lead going to half. And Baltimore got the ball first, so Cincinnati's going to get the ball coming out of half. So they have a real good chance to double dip here. Cincinnati's looking pretty all of a sudden, like the first quarter and a half, where it's like, all right, they haven't been able to get anything going. Now all of a sudden they're sitting pretty. Snap to Burrow. Burrow, oh, the ball gets batted by JPP at the line. Burrow wanted Tyler Boyd on the out route, but JPP was able to bat it. 2nd and 10 coming up. All right. 1:50 to go in the game. 2nd and 10. Samaje Perine is the running back in the game, and he's lined up on the left of Burrow. And it's batted again at the line. Oh my gosh, was that Jace Pierre-Paul again? Was that Pierre-Paul again? 2 straight plays, 2 straight bats. Oh my gosh. Third and 10 coming up. And now the Ravens, they were feeling that momentum shift as well. And Jason Pierre-Paul by himself was like, no. 3rd and 10, it's going to be a screen pass to Samaje Perine. And Perine's able to pick up the first down, lower a shoulder, and pick up about 4 more down to the 30. That was the calming play. That was the play to calm everyone down on the offense. And now the Bengals are going hurry up. 1:25 and counting. Remember, they still have 2 timeouts to play with. Burrow drop back. Burrow throws it short to Perine. Perine tries to make a move, and Perine carries Patrick Queen for about an 8-yard reception, 7-8-yard reception. And, we got a Bengal down. We got one of the Bengal linemen down. I can't tell who that is entirely. It might be Lael Collins who's down and injured. They're in commercial break currently. We'll have to figure out who that is. I think it might have been Lael Collins. I was just talking about earlier about the up and downs of the Bengals offense. And even tonight, to actually lose one of those guys is not the best sign. So we'll have to see what that situation is when we come back. All righty. We're going to have to do some diving real quick. So alrighty. We're just waiting for them to get back from commercial break at this point. Based on the looks of it, as far as the Ronnie Stanley thing from earlier, it seems like they're just doing a rotation thing with him and Makari. I was concerned he got benched for a second. Oh no, it was Jonah Williams. It wasn't Lyle Collins. It was the left tackle Jonah Williams. Let's see here. He did something to his leg. 2nd and 2 coming up, though. Minute 9 left. Hand off to Perine, and Perine is able to lower his shoulder, lower his head, and bulldoze forward close to midfield. But because of the Williams injury, the Bengals had to waste one of their timeouts. 1st and 10. Burrow checks it down short again to Perine. Perine able to break a tackle, put a stiff arm, and he's going to be tackled a yard short. 40 seconds and counting now. Remember, the Bengals, they still have one more timeout, but they're doing a hurry up. 2nd and 1 coming up. Perine is now to Burrow's right. Snap to Burrow. Burrow throws it down the middle of the field to Tyler Boyd. 1st down at the 25-yard line, 23 seconds, and now they're going to use their last timeout. Now the Bengals are going to use their last timeout, and now they're sitting pretty deep into Evan McPherson's field goal range. Oh, he might have gone away with a hold. The new left tackle in for Jonah Williams might have just got away with a hold on Odafe Owe. But Tyler Boyd, how did he get this open? No one picked him up. He just was running a seam route, and it was zone coverage. 1st and 10, 23 seconds left. Snap to Burrow. Burrow drops back. He's going to take a deep shot to the end zone. Intended for Thomas, but it was too far out of bounds. 2nd and 10, 18 seconds left. They tried the end zone shot. Burrow tried the end zone shot, but Marcus Peters is able to knock him out of bounds. Yeah. My apologies. 2nd and 10 coming up. 18 seconds left in the half. Burrow throws it short to Hayden Hurst, who gets hit low, but he's knocked out of bounds, stopping the clock at 13 seconds. So, if you're the Bengals, maybe one more short pass out of bounds, maybe 2. Maybe take a shot to the end zone if you're feeling lucky, but you also don't want to risk getting tackled in bounds, and B, turning the football over, and now Baltimore's going to call a timeout. But yeah, I would say take a shot to the end zone, but you also don't want to put the ball in harm's way and not get any points out of this drive, even though you are getting the ball coming out of half. Actually, no, my apologies. They're not getting the ball out of half. Baltimore's getting the ball out of half. I forgot they had the ball. Cincinnati had the ball to start the game. I completely forgot about that. So yeah, Cincinnati, they have momentum right now. You got to get some kind of points. It's 3rd and 7. Snap to Burrow. Burrow drops back, and he's just going to throw it out of bounds. And they're going to send McPherson on to kick the game-tying field goal. All righty. I'm just having this prepared because it's Evan McPherson. Evan McPherson, 40-yard attempt. Snap ball down, kick is up, and it is right down the pipe. And we still have 4 seconds left till half. But we, barring something really batshit nuts, are going to go into halftime with a 10-10 ball game. Again, barring some batshit crazy happening, it's going to be 10-10 going into half. Now, it's still 4 seconds left. I can imagine they're probably just going to squib it. And McPherson for the kickoff. And yep, just squib kick. Probably just going to pick the ball up, Duvernay is, and wait till there's no time. He accidentally went out of bounds with a second left. So they're going to have to go about, we might be getting a little bit of a fight coming on. Maybe. All right. Yep. They didn't want to do this, but they're going to have to come out, take a knee, and go into halftime because there's still 1 second left. And snap, knee it out. Halftime we go. 10-10 ball game. This is what I wanted. I wanted a good competitive football game. I knew we would get at least one. I knew we would get at least one primetime game, or at least Sunday night football game, that is. That was really, really competitive. And we've gotten that so far. But we are in halftime. I'm going to take a little bit of a break, give my voice a rest a little bit. And I will see you guys once we get back for the second half. We back. We are back. Right in time for the start of the second half. All rested up, and the opening kickoff is away. Oh my gosh. Evan McPherson, and that's how we're going to start it off. That's how we're going to start off. We're going to start off the second half with an illegal kick out of bounds by Evan McPherson, and the Ravens are going to start the drive at the 40-yard line. Oh, gosh. It's going to be that kind of half, ain't it? Oh, boy. First and 10. Coming up for the Ravens. Ravens are in pistol. Picard is in motion. A play action. Lamar is going to be chased by Sam Hubbard, but Lamar is going to run to his right. Stops, and he's just going to throw it out of bounds. He was under too much pressure. Sam Hubbard was in his face the entire time, and he just chucked it out of bounds. Sam Hubbard had that play destroyed from the start. He was not fooled by that at all. Lamar had nobody open. He had nowhere to go with the football. He maybe could have checked it down to Ricard. Maybe. But ultimately did the smart thing and just threw it out of bounds. That's going to bring up a 2nd and 10. Play clock down to 6. And it's a handoff to J.K. Dobbins. And Dobbins, what? Oh, my God. How did he escape that? He got out of the tackle, and he's going to go for a first down and carry the pile with him. How in the hell did J.K. Dobbins get out of that? Sam Hubbard was literally on his back. He was on J.K. Dobbins' back. And he somehow not only broke the tackle, but stayed on his feet, picked up the first down, and then carried a pile for a couple yards after. Oh, my God. That's one of the best runs I've seen all year. And they're going to give it to him again, and this time he's going to go nowhere. They were like, screw you, you little shit. You're not going to do that again to us. And that one, he actually might have even lost a yard on that. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my God. That was a great run that was a really great run by Dobbins. Yeah. But he lost one on that one. They are likely in motion. Lamar, all day to fly, and he's going to uncork one deep for Duvernay, and he overshot him. He overshot Devin Duvernay. He was wide open. Devin Duvernay was he had beaten the defense on that. Lamar had all day to throw. He stepped up, and he just overshot him. Oh, my God. He ran past. He had every Bengal beat on that. 3rd and 11, and he's going to throw it to Mark Andrews, who's going to get tackled 2 yards shy of the first down. 4th and short. And Lamar is telling John Harbaugh to keep the Ravens offense out there. 4th and 2, and that is what they're going to do. They're going to keep the Ravens out there. The offense is staying out. They're going to go for it. 4th and 2. Why not? They're thinking we should have had a touchdown on this drive. We should have had that touchdown 2 plays ago. We're going to go for it. 4th and short. Mark Andrews went under center to try and draw him off, but they take the snap to Lamar. Lamar, he's going to load it deep. Oh, my God. That was a walk-in. Tylan Wallace was actually alone. You thought Devin Duvernay was open. There was not a Bengal within 20 yards of Tylan Wallace. And Lamar, for the second time in 3 plays, straight up overthrew him. Oh, my heaven. And just like that, it's a turnover on downs. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. That was a walk. Like, that would have been the definition of a walk-in. Oh, my gosh. That was the second missed opportunity in 3 plays. You could tell both those plays are going to come back and haunt this team for the rest of this game if they don't win. If they don't win this ball game, those 2 plays are going to come back and haunt them. The missed deep shot to Duvernay, and then definitely the 4th down play to Tylan Wallace, who, like I said, if he had completed that, would have walked into the end zone from the 15. He could have walked from the 15-yard line and still would have scored. That's how wide open he was on that play. But it was 4th and 2, turnover on downs, and now the Bengals are going to get the ball back with all the momentum, really. All the momentum with a chance to take the lead. Any points now is going to give them the lead. Oh, my gosh. Oh, man. I seriously wonder how significant those plays are going to be later on. I really, really do. As we're waiting to get back from commercial break. Man. And we are back. It's going to be 1st and 10 for Joe Burrow and the Bengals offense. Once again, T. Higgins has yet to have a target. He has yet to have a football thrown his way in this game. Had a couple to Jamar Chase. One, that big one to Tyler Boyd that set them up at the end of the first half. But no T. Higgins. But it's going to be 1st and 10. Jamar Chase in motion. Joe Burrow under center. It's a play action to Mixon. Burrow throws it down the middle. It is intercepted by Queen. Patrick Queen picked it off. The first play of the Bengals drive in the second half. And Burrow throws it straight to Patrick Queen. And the Raven, it's like the last drive didn't even happen. It's like it didn't even happen. And he returned it to about the 47-yard line in Bengals territory. Oh my gosh. What was he looking at? He tried to fit it to Jamar Chase, but Patrick Queen was sitting underneath it the entire time. What was Joe Burrow looking at? Oh my God. Oh my heavens. Oh my heavens. Now 1st and 10 for the Ravens. Play action. Lamar, he's going to uncork another deep one, and that time he short-armed it. It was intended for Duvernay. He had a little pressure in his face. But the last one to Duvernay, he overthrew. This one, he underthrew significantly. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Yikes, yikes. But now it's going to be 2nd and 10. Oh, that interception. Oh, Lord. 2nd and 10. It's going to be a handoff to Duvernay on the receiver sweep, and Duvernay with some blockers, but nice tackle by Von Bell after a pickup about 4. It's going to be a 3rd and 6, maybe a 3rd and 5 coming up. Oh my gosh, Patrick Queen picking off his former LSU teammate. And that might have shifted the momentum back to Baltimore's side. If Baltimore offensively can do something with it, they have to convert this first, a 3rd and 5. Lamar takes a snap and he throws it down to Kenyon Drake, but Von Bell with another great tackle again to get maybe a yard gain. And they're going to send Justin Tucker out, but it was a 3 and out. Justin Tucker is going to come out to kick a field goal, it looks. 58-yard attempt for Justin Tucker. Uh-oh. Could this be the announcer's jinx? Does it work on Justin Tucker? They're saying he's 9 for 9 on 50-plus yard field goals since 2021. But he's Justin Tucker. Is he announcer's jinx immune? And the answer is yes, the fuck he is. Yes, he is. It's as if that last drive didn't even happen. It is as if it didn't even happen. And now Baltimore could take a bit of a sigh of relief as they are now up. Hold on one moment. Yeah. They are now up 13-10. There we are, 13-10. There we go. Oh, man. Just when you thought that Cincinnati was just going to completely take over after that turnover on downs, Burrow immediately throws a pick. Literally the first play of the second half for Cincinnati is a turnover. And thankfully the defense held and only forced them to a field goal. But Cincinnati's going to get the ball back. Justin Tucker kicks it off. And they're just going to let this bounce in the back of the end zone. And yeah, we'll see how the Bengals respond. Yeah, these receivers I thought were going to feast on this secondary that hasn't been good for Baltimore this year haven't really done much of anything so far in this game. The Ravens defense have done a really good job so far. 1st and 10 at the 25. It's going to be a handoff to Joe Mixon, and Mixon is able to churn his legs for about a 5-yard gain. It's going to be 2nd and 5 coming up. Yeah, the defense, despite how bad it's been all year, really, they're holding their own. They're holding their own against a really talented offensive unit. Pardon me, it was actually a 4-yard run, not a 5-yard run. It's going to be a 2nd and 6. Snap to Burrow and throws the back shoulder to Hayden Hurst for a 1st down. It's going to be a 1st and 10 at the 30 at the 37-yard line, I believe. New fresh set of downs for Cincinnati. Really nice back shoulder, working on a Marcus Peters there. That's his 5th catch on the night. He obviously has the lone Bengals touchdown of the game. Hayden Hurst does. Burrow now 1st and 10 under center. Tyler Boyd in motion. Handoff to Mixon, and Mixon gets hit at the line of scrimmage and goes absolutely nowhere. Gain of nothing on the play. 2nd and 10 coming up. But yeah, now it's like I said, you were thinking Cincinnati had the momentum after the turnover on downs, but now all of a sudden they're trailing once again, and they are going to have a situation where they have to respond. Oh, T. Higgins. That's why we haven't seen him. T. Higgins is not in the game currently with an ankle issue. He's questionable return. And it's going to be a screen pass to Tyler Boyd. Tyler Boyd makes a man miss and is able to go for a good positive chunk of yardage, but he's going to be a few yards shy of a first down, though. 3rd and short coming up for Cincinnati. Ugh. 3rd and 3 coming up, to be exact. We are now under 8.5 to go in the third. Tyler Boyd comes into a short motion, trips on the left. Snap to Burrow. Burrow, clean pocket, uncorks one deep, and there's going to be a flag on the play. Overshot everyone, but there's a flag on the play. It's going to be a defensive penalty on Marcus Peters. Was that deemed as catchable, though, considering how far he threw that? And apparently they are going to say that it was. Pass interference on Marcus Peters. That's going to be a fresh set of downs. Fresh set of downs for Burrow and the Bengals. Oh, yeah, he was holding his jersey well past the 5-yard mark. Well, like he was holding his jersey like 15 yards. 1st and 10 in Baltimore territory for the Bengals. Snap to Burrow. Burrow, 3-step job. Checks it down to Joe Mixon. Mixon makes a move inside. Mixon is tackled after about a 2-3 yard reception. 2nd and 8, I believe it will be coming up. That was a 4-yard gain, actually. 2nd and 6 coming up. So we are now 7 minutes and 43 seconds and counting remaining in quarter number 3. All righty. Snap to Burrow. It's a handoff to Mixon. Mixon lowers the shoulder, gets the first down, and a few more past the 25-yard line. And now here comes the Bengals. Okay. 1st and 10, and now we are close to the 7-minute mark of quarter number 3. And now the Bengals are threatening. They're now in scoring range. They're now in a situation where they can at least tie the game again. Mixon, we talked earlier, coming into this game, he had the worst yards per carry of any running back in the NFL. Starting running back, that is. Burrow throws, and he was miscommunication with Jamar Chase. He tried throwing the back shoulder, but Chase wasn't looking for it. Incomplete. 2nd and 10 coming up. But I was talking earlier, like, you have a guy like Mixon who has the worst yards per carry average in the NFL, only about 2.7 yards a carry. And, it's hard to be successful consistently as an offense when you're not running the football, but they've been able to run the football relatively effectively tonight. But Mixon is not in the game right now. Pirine is. 2nd and 10 in shotgun is Burrow. Handoff to Pirine. And Pirine picks up about 5 yards on that gain. So it's going to be a 3rd and 5 coming up at the 20-yard line. So they are now in the red zone. Now, T. Higgins is on the sideline with his helmet on. So that's a good sign, which means he's probably going to come back in the game at some point. If he wasn't, they would have just taken his helmet away, but he's got his helmet on. He's all strapped up, ready to go. 3rd and 6 coming up. We were almost at the 6-minute mark in the third. Burrow in shotgun once again. Pirine still in the game. Burrow, all kinds of time, throws it short to Pirine, who is able to snag it out of the air and get the first down, but there's a flag on the play. We'll see what the flag is. Waiting to get an official word of what the flag is. Illegal contact on the defense. That's going to be declined because they picked up the first down. Okay. It was a Marcus Peters again. Oh, yeah. He had his hand all up in Jamar Chase's face mask. That is one of the easiest calls you'll ever get if you're a ref. 1st and 10. Mixon is back in the game. Fake to Mixon, screen pass to Jamar Chase, and that got blown up instantly for a 2-yard loss. Oh my God, that got blown up instantly. 22 Williams for Baltimore on the tackle. That's like the third time they tried that same screen pass to Jamar Chase. And it worked the first play of the game, but it hasn't worked the other 2 times. It didn't work here. It's only a 1-yard loss. 5 minutes left in the third. Burrow and empty. Burrow is under pressure, but he escapes it. He rolls to his left. Burrow throws it short to Hayden Hurst, who's able to stay in bounds, corral it, and gets it inside the 10-yard line. So it's going to be a 3rd and manageable coming up. Now, the Bengals, all you have to do is really not try and force anything because you're in a situation where you can get you're absolutely going to get points out of this and tie the game up. So just don't do anything stupid. Don't try and force something that isn't there because you want the big play to happen. 3rd and 5, play clock down to 5. Burrow and shotgun, snap to Burrow, throws it to the end zone, and that's going to be PI. That's going to be defensive pass interference. Hayden Hurst, he might have sold that a little bit. I think they're going to get the rookie Kyle Hamilton on pass interference. Yep, that's what it is. Once you see Hayden Hurst's arms flail like that, you knew the laundry was going to come out. But Hurst was matched up on the rookie Kyle Hamilton. And let's see. Yeah, he did push him a little bit. Yeah. But Hayden Hurst sold it slightly by flailing his arm a little bit. But yeah, there was a definite shove. But now it's going to be 1st and goal at the 2-yard line. Cincinnati handoff. No, it's not a handoff. They were trying to run a pick play with Hurst, and they couldn't complete it. Hurst is pissed because he felt like it should have been another defensive PI on it. But it looked like they were going to hand it off to Mixon, but they faked it, and they were trying to run the pick play. Maybe. Yeah, he might have a case. He might have a case on that. Might have. But 2nd and goal now. Burrow is in shotgun yet again. Jamar Chase in motion. And it's going to be a handoff to Chase, handoff to Boyd. Boyd looking to throw it. And oh my God, he got hit hard by Peters. And now they're back at the 16-yard line. What are they doing? It's 2nd and goal at the 2. Just run it. Just run it. The Giants ran that same exact play earlier today in London where Daniel Bellinger scored, but Baltimore wasn't fooled by that at all. And oh my gosh. Now it's 3rd and goal at the 14-yard line. Burrow and empty. Burrow throws it short to Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase down to inside the 2-yard line. 4th and goal from the 1. Do you go for it? It looks like they're going for it. 4th and goal at the 1. Honestly, why not? I mean, Tyler Boyd's not a quarterback, so he probably isn't. He's trying to make a play, and he doesn't think, okay, just throw it away. But, oh my God. That play was the worst thing that could have happened to this drive. If they don't get any points out of this drive, I blame that play for it. But it's 4th and goal. Burrow in empty now as Mixon motions out wide. Burrow rolls to his left, throws it short, and it's incomplete. They tried to do a shovel pass to the tight end, and it's incomplete. Oh, Zach Taylor. Zach Taylor. What the hell is going on? That play was blown up from the start. That was blown up from the start, man. But the good news is Baltimore gets the ball at their own 1 yard line. So they're backed up. So that's, I guess, the only positive in this. It's positive that Baltimore wishes they had last week. So at least they didn't do what Baltimore did last week against Buffalo, where they were in a 4th and goal at the 1 and threw a pick in the end zone. So at least there's that. Even though that play, it nearly got intercepted. They tried to do the Kansas City play. It was the same. It's the Kansas City play that they've run ever since Mahomes got in there, where they have them rolling to one side and then a tight end comes underneath and then they shovel it to the tight end and he just sneaks in and scores. That was the exact play. They tried running that and it just got blown up. And that was also this close to getting batted and picked. So they're lucky that was only incomplete because that could have been so stupid. Two of the last 3 plays on that drive were so stupid. They were so stupid. And it doesn't make a lick of sense. Like, there comes a time when it gets too cute. There comes a time when getting cute is too cute. Like, they didn't even try running the ball once. They were in 1st and goal at the 2 yard line and didn't even think about running the ball. Ran 4 plays and they didn't even think about running the ball for any of the 4. I get it. Your run game hasn't been good the first month of the season, but it's been pretty good tonight. At some point, you got to trust your running back and you got to trust your offensive line to get a push to gain a couple yards to sneak into the end zone. And if you don't have that confidence, then I don't know what to tell you. But we're now back 1st and 10 at the 2 yard line. And Baltimore's in the pistol, and it's a handoff to Dobbins, and Dobbins is able to get some breathing room out past the 5 yard line. So now Baltimore has some breathing room now. So what? Yeah, they're showing the replay. What the hell happened here? There was an assignment missed. Oh, Leo Collins missed an assignment, and Zach Taylor's fucking pissed. 2nd and 6. Ricard in motion again. Lamar has some time, but throws back across his body, and it's incomplete, intended for Mark Andrews. Mark Andrews has not really been a factor tonight. He's had a couple catches, but he's been relatively quiet tonight. Now 3rd and 6 coming up. If the Bengals defense is able to pull off a 3 and out here, then that's huge. All righty, 3rd and 6. Lamar in shotgun. And they're doing a corner blitz. Lamar throws down the middle, and he completes it to Mark Andrews. Mark Andrews is past the 25, and he gets tackled at around the 26-yard line. I was just talking about how Mark Andrews, wasn't much of a factor tonight. That was his first big play of the game. Mike Hilton nearly jumped off sides. Mark Andrews was trying to call for it, but he was able to find the soft zone, had to turn around to get that, but picked up a nice chunk of yardage, and now they're at past the 25-yard line. 1st and 10 coming up. You're now at 1 minute and 17 seconds and counting in the third quarter. Play clock down to 4. Snap, handoff to, no, it's a keeper for Lamar. Lamar is able to pick up about 6 or 7 yards on that. The 2nd and short coming up was we are now under 1 minute to go in quarter number 3. All righty. All right. 2nd and 3 coming up, excuse me. Lamar is able to pick up a first down on that. Had another QB keeper, and he was able to pick up the first down. And that is going to be the final play of quarter number 3. And there we are. Sorry, just changing the graphics up a little bit to get it adjusted properly. And there we are. Quarter number 4. Not much from a scoring perspective in that third quarter. A 58-yard field goal by Justin Tucker, but a lot of missed opportunities from both teams, really. Obviously, the 2 overthrown passes by Lamar that would have been walk-in touchdowns. The debacle of the goal-to-go situation by Cincinnati. That was botched terribly. But it's going to be a 3-point game heading into the fourth quarter. There we are. Yay. Okay. So Baltimore has the ball. They really have the momentum, really. Now, this is another thing. Is Baltimore's inability really to maintain has been their inability to take. Sorry, I've been distracted. They're showing the new trailer from the new Halloween movie. But yeah, Baltimore has had issues with maintaining leads, especially late in games. So, and really just having momentum, period, late in games. So, yeah. And we'll see if Baltimore can hold on to this momentum, but I don't know. This game's kind of been up and down for both teams, really. Oh, that's funny. But anyway, play action fake. Lamar actually gets hit as he throws it, but completes it to Mark Andrews into Cincinnati territory. Lamar got hit as he threw that, but it was kind of underthrown slightly. But Mark Andrews able to make an adjustment to catch that along the sideline. If that pass was just underthrown even just an inch more, it would have been tipped away by Pratt. Davis is now the running back in the game. He's out in motion. Lamar in there, and he was going to run for it, but got tripped up by Carter. And I don't even think he got a yard on that. It's going to be 3rd and 10 coming up. Yeah. They're just showing all this. Yeah. All righty. 2nd and 9. He actually did pick up a yard on that. 2nd and 9 coming up. And they are in pistol once again. And Lamar's going to go one way with an option, able to make 2 Bengals miss, but it goes absolutely nowhere on that. This is going to be 3rd down. Excuse me. I thought the last play was 3rd down. Or no, wait. Huh. No, I could have sworn. Yeah. The graphic. No, this is 3rd and 7. That's interesting. I got confused. I thought that was 3rd down. But Lamar he gets a clean pocket and completes it to Mark Andrews for a 1st down. Again, pass thrown slightly behind Andrews, but he was able to corral it and get a 1st down on that. Huh. I was trying to do the math in my head because I thought for sure that was 4th down. Because, yeah, you had no. I'm dumb. I was thinking of the long pass to Andrews. No, that was 3rd down. I'm stupid. But yeah, that was the 3rd and 7 at Andrew. Ooh, we have another Raven lineman down. And they're going to take a commercial break. 12:35 to go in the game. But yeah, just as a reminder, the Double Diesel Sports Podcast will be out Wednesday, as it will be out every single Wednesday for the continuation of the NFL season. And also, if you haven't yet, go support me on Patreon at patreon.com/Double Diesel Sports. Also, if you're enjoying this, like, subscribe, share this with some of your friends or others that you know of that would probably be interested in this kind of content. I will also be live every single Sunday night here on youtube.com for Sunday Night Football live streams. Now I feel like we're starting to get into the good stuff. Tonight, obviously. Next week, I'm really excited for. Next week, it's going to be Dallas in Philadelphia. I'm really, really excited for that game. Dallas winning today in LA in dominating fashion. Philadelphia being the only undefeated team left in the NFL and looking convincing while doing it. It's exciting, man. Now we're starting to get into the fun portion of the season. First month or so, like I said, everyone's sort of figuring everything out. But once after week 5, once we get past the first quarter of the season, that's when things start getting a little bit antsy and things start falling into place a little more and everything just has a little bit more of a purpose. So, yeah, man. I'm super pumped. I'm super, super pumped. They're still in commercial break. We're waiting for them to get out of that. And they are now out of it. It's going to be a 2nd down, I believe, coming up for... no, 1st 10 coming up for Baltimore. Ugh, my apologies. It's late where I am. It's late. It's 10:45 currently. Eastern Standard Time. 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. Lamar takes a snap. He has a relatively clean pocket. Bails after some pressure. Throws it so nearly. Did he get the first down to Duvernay? I think they're marking him just a hair short. I think they're marking him just a pubic hair short of a first down. But Lamar was getting pressured late, was able to escape it, but he completed it to Devin Duvernay. Is either right at the sticks or right before the sticks. On that angle, it looked like it was before. No, they're ruling him short. And it's a pistol formation. It's a handoff to Kenyon Drake. Drake's able to bounce out, and he's able to carry a defender towards about a 5-yard gain, but there's a flag on the play. And it's defensive holding. That's an automatic first. Carter, the rookie defensive tackle, got called in the hole for that. That was Tyler Linderbaum, by the way, the rookie first rounder out of Iowa. He was down in the couple plays before, but he's now back out there. 1st and 10, 11:30 left in the game, presumably. And it's a handoff to Drake. No, it wasn't. Lamar threw it. It was batted into the air and nearly picked off by Pratt. Oh, my God. That could have been dangerous. I thought he handed that off to Drake, and all of a sudden you see the ball get batted into the air. Oh, that could have been dangerous. That ball hung in the air for a long time. Lamar actually tried to make an impact to keep Pratt from getting there, but even if he didn't do that, that ball was too far out for him to get. 2nd and 10 coming up. Prochet in motion. Option play for Lamar. Lamar gets about 4 yards on that. Might be 3rd and 6 coming up. As we approach the 11-minute mark in this Sunday Night Football game, Week 5. Third and 6. Bengals defense, this is where they need to step up and stand. You have to give up a field goal at least. Empty formation for Lamar. Isaiah Likely, the tight end in motion, and that's where he throws it. He throws it short to Likely, and Likely is going to be a yard short. It's going to be a yard short. It's going to be 4th and 1 at the 3-yard line. And is the Ravens offense staying out there? It's a 5-yard reception by Likely, and is the offense staying out there? They are. They're staying out there. 10 minutes to go in the ball game. Logan Wilson was able to wrap his arms around Isaiah Likely's legs, 4th and inches, and Lamar is in gun. Andrews is the one under center. He's trying to draw him off sides, and it's not working. And yeah, they're just going to take the delay of game and send Justin Tucker out there. They tried again the jump. And they were not falling for that whatsoever. And Justin Tucker is going to be out for the field goal attempt. It's probably going to be good. So I might as well just make the graphic now while I'm at it. Yep, 4th and 5. Oh, 59 straight makes in the 4th quarter overtime. 25-yard attempt. And yep, no shocker. Shocker, guys. He made it. Can you believe that? Justin Tucker made a field goal. It's something I thought that was unfathomable. I didn't think he was capable of such a thing. Yep, 16-10. A touchdown game. A touchdown is what separates us in this score. Now, Cincinnati it's under 10 minutes. Can they put a drive? Now, a touchdown and an extra point puts them ahead. Touchdown ties it. Touchdown and extra point puts them in the lead. So, and now you don't feel comfortable about that if you're Cincinnati, because if you do a situation where you're able to get down there, score a touchdown, take the lead with the extra point, even if you go for two, it still only puts you up by 2, and they got maybe the greatest kicker of all time in Justin Tucker, who we know can make it from literally goddamn anywhere on the field. So you're feeling good that it's only a 1-score game, but you also are like, they can just run the clock out and just dominate the ground, run the clock out, and then kick a field goal to win the game. So, I mean, it's still, we just got under the 10-minute mark, so you're not thinking about that right now, potentially, but you never know. You never know, man. Ugh. We're just waiting for them to get back from commercial break. Hold on, let me check a few things. Yep. All right. Yep, there we go. We're all good. Can Baltimore hold on? That's been the story all year, man. Is can they hold on for once to win a football game? Because that's been the thing. Next Gen Stats tells them that they have currently a 77% chance of winning this ball game. Baltimore does. So, but as we've seen in days past, Next Gen's winning percentages mean jack shit. So, as Tucker kicks the ball off, and Chris Evans is just going to let it bounce out the back of the end zone. And Cincinnati's going to start their drive at the 25-yard line. Here we go. Here we go, man. I'm so intrigued of what I'm so intrigued how the rest of this game's going to go. It's a 1-score game. 9:42 left to go in regulation. And is a handoff on the first play of the drive to Joe Mixon, and Mixon backs to the outside, actually breaks a tackle, and is able to get about a 6 or 7 yard carry. It's going to be 2nd and 4 maybe coming up. So we're now under 9.5 to go. Just waiting on the official marker, official down and distance. And yeah, 2nd and 3. That's a nice drive starter. That was a nice drive starter right there. Ooh, 9 minutes to go. Play clock down to 7. Burrow and shotgun and Mixon to his right. Hand off to Mixon again, and Mixon is able to bounce it out on the outside. Mixon with some blockers. Mixon lowers his shoulder and gets down to the 44-yard line. Goes Joe Mixon. Are you sure he was averaging 2.7 yards a carry? Because he has been running the rock relatively well tonight. Now, granted, Baltimore's defense hasn't been particularly good, but Joe Mixon has been able to take advantage of that. He wants that he wants that yards per carry average to go up. 8.5 to go in the game. 1st and 10, play clock down to 4. Burrow throws it, and it gets batted again. It gets batted at the line again. Oh, my gosh. 2nd and 10. That's the 3rd time that Joe Burrow's pass has been batted at the line of scrimmage. That time it was 97 Urban that knocked that ball down. 2nd and 10 coming up. Samaje Perine's in the game now. Play clock down to 4. There's some confusion a little bit, but they're able to get the snap off. Burrow throws it deep down the sideline and just overthrows everyone. It was intended for Jamar Chase, but there's a flag on the play. It's based on Marlon Humphrey's reaction. It's going to be called on. I think it's going to be defensive pass interference. No, holding. That's holding on Williams. Oh my gosh. That's going to be an automatic first. The slot corner, Williams. Yeah, he was holding Tyler Boyd up to the sticks, really. 1st and 10. They are knocking on the door of midfield. Burrow's under center. Perine is still in the game. And it is a handoff to Perine, and Perine finds a nice little hole that he gets right at midfield and about another yard afterwards, so maybe about around the 49-yard line. And it's going to be 2nd and 10 coming up as we are now under 8 minutes to go. Oh my gosh. 2nd and 6 after the 4-yard run by Samaje Perine. 7.5 to go. Burrow is an empty, 5 receivers wide. Snap to Burrow. It's going to be another screen pass to Jamar Chase, and he gets some blockers this time and is able to pick up the 1st down and a couple more after. And it's going to be, his forward momentum is going to be stopped at the 40-yard line in Baltimore territory. Oh, baby. We're getting a little drive going, and they're wasting clock a little bit as well, which is good. This is what I was thinking they might do, was wasting a little bit of clock, get as much clock as take off as much clock as possible, and try to punch it. Ooh, excuse me. Try to punch it in the end zone at the end. It was only Jamar Chase's 5th reception of the game. Ooh, nice spin move from Joe Mixon. Is able to pick up about 4 on that, on the 1st down carry. So we approach 6.5 minutes and counting. Joe Mixon, hey, man. They said he's been averaging 5.8 yards a carry. He's averaging 3 yards a carry all throughout going into the game. He's doubled that yards per carry tonight. He's been playing really well tonight, man. He's been the spark provider, which we didn't expect coming into this game. But Burrow dropped back, and he throws it, completes it to Jamar Chase right at the sticks. He might be a little bit short, though. About a yard short, but that's going to bring up a 3rd and 1. 6 minutes and counting, and the Bengals are driving. Ooh. Yeah. Mixon with a great blitz pickup. Patrick Queen was shooting up there, and Mixon with a great pickup on that. That gave Burrow the time to complete that to Chase. And 3rd and 1, and the Burrow is still in shotgun. Yet again, now he audibles to go under center. And it's going to be a play action to Mixon. Burrow with time, throws it short to Tyler Boyd, picked up the 1st down and more. Tyler Boyd inside the 25-yard line, down to the 23 of Baltimore. They are knocking on the door of the red zone now. As we approach 5 minutes left in the period. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. This is what I want. This is what I want. The excitement. This is what I want. This is what I've been asking for. Where has this been? Where has this been the first 4 weeks of the year? Burrow and shotgun, hands off to Mixon. Mixon is able to push forward for a couple of yards. Actually, might even be more than a couple of yards. He goes down to around the 19, maybe actually up to the 18-yard line. Second down coming up for Cincinnati. They are now officially in the red zone. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. 2nd and 5 is a 5-yard carry for Mixon. They're wasting this clock. They're taking their time. It's going to be the 10th play of the drive coming up. Burrow and gun once again. Snap to Burrow. Burrow completes it short to Mixon, and Mixon gets wrapped up at the line of scrimmage, goes absolutely nowhere. 3rd and 5 coming up. I mean, now we're under 4 minutes, so it's 4 down territory no matter what. You don't even have to necessarily get a play to get a first down on this. You just wanted to get in a situation where it could be like a 4th and short. Unless Zach Taylor is such an idiot that he kicks a field goal and then doesn't even attempt to go for an onside. But 3rd and 5 coming up. Burrow and shotgun. Samaje Perine is in the game for Mixon. Burrow throws it back, shoulder to Chase, and he gets it at the 5-yard line. What a strong catch by Jamar Chase. And now it's 1st and goal at the 5. Oh my gosh, what a drive. Now, remember though, the last time Cincinnati got into the goal-to-go situation, they screwed themselves out of getting any kind of points. So, you obviously can't afford to do that here. But, oh my heavens. 2 minutes and 40 seconds of counting. Hand off to Mixon. The first time they run it, and he gets to the goal line. Did he get in? Did he get in? Did he get in? Or is he short? They're marking him short. They're marking him short. Oh my heavens. He was this close to getting in the sea here. Marcus Peters came up with the tackle, and Mixon, yeah, he's short. He's short, and the ball is just oh, wait, actually. He's actually in. I think that's in. They're just going to let it go down to the 2-minute warning. I don't know. I would have thrown the challenge on that just to see. Actually, no. Maybe Cincinnati didn't want to. Maybe they just want to waste as much clock. I mean, both teams have all 3 timeouts, though. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. 2 minutes and counting. Now, here's the thing. If they get into the end zone, extra point takes the lead. But, and both teams have all 3 timeouts. Are you in a situation, if you're Cincinnati, of did we get down to into a goal-to-go situation too fast? Because now all of a sudden it's, even if you get stopped on this play and you're able to punch it in on 3rd or 4th and goal, that means Baltimore would have called what, 1 or 2 timeouts and stop the clock, which means they would still get the ball back even if you punch it in at like a minute 50 or like a minute 45 with 1 or 2 timeouts left, with all they need is a field goal, with, again, arguably, in my eyes, the greatest kicker in NFL history. Yeah, it's stuff like that where you have to think about. And this is where it pains you because you're like, you wish you would have taken the field goal earlier. Because that way, a touchdown would have put you up. Let me do the math. Touchdown would have put you up by 4. And that way you would have to have Lamar drive the length of the field again to the end zone. But, you know, it's too late for that now. You can't go back and you can't turn the clock back. And redo that, obviously, but it's stuff like that where you're like, man, was that goal to go situation where we didn't get any points? That's going to come back and bite us in the ass. And you would have to rely on your defense to keep them out of field goal range. But even then, like Justin Tucker has shown he doesn't really have a field goal range. Detroit fans will tell you that firsthand. But here we are, back from commercial break, 2-minute warning, 2nd and goal at the inch line. Here we go. Tight end in motion. Burrow under center. Burrow's going to QB sneak it, and he's going to get in. Touchdown, Cincinnati Bengals. Burrow is in on the QB sneak. And just like that, the Bengals are an extra point away from taking the lead. We will see. I mean, there's no point in going for 2. Honest to God, there's no point in going for 2. Extra point will give them the lead. They're actually able to get 7 seconds off that clock. How? The clock is at 1:53. How? That was not a 7-second long play. And I think the refs are realizing that, and they're going to make an adjustment. I think they're realizing that that was not a 7-second long play. Yeah. So they're going to put 6 seconds back in the clock. So it was 1:59. Extra point to give them the lead. I never thought we'd be this this anxious about an extra point. Oh my gosh. Here we go. Evan McPherson on for the extra point. Actually, it's put 5 seconds back on the clock. But here we go. Snap, ball down. It was over the... Oh my God. They're counting it as good. Oh my shit. Oh my shit. That was over. That was over the upright. That didn't go through the uprights. That went over an upright. That's a oh my heavens. That's a throwback to Justin Tucker's first ever game winner in week 3 Sunday night against New England back in 2012, where he kicked a game-winning field goal that went over the upright and they counted it as good. And the Ravens won the game. Oh my God. I thought he missed it for a second. I'm not going to lie. I thought he missed it. But, ladies and gentlemen, the Bengals have their first lead of the game. They have their first lead of the game. But did they leave too much time on the clock for Lamar Jackson to get Justin Tucker into range to attempt a field goal? Oh my gosh. Here we go. Here we go, baby. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. I just got a weird ass stat, but okay. I just saw a weird ass Bill Belichick stat where he's now apparently he's now 5-0 as a head coach with quarterbacks drafted outside the first round. And I'm like, making their first career start. And I'm like, okay, okay, cool. Thanks to know. Well, actually, yeah, because who are those 5 quarterbacks? It's Brady, obviously. Garoppolo was a 2nd rounder. Brissett was a 3rd rounder. Castle was a 7th rounder. And then, yeah, Bailey Zappi today, who's a 4th rounder. So, yeah, 5-0. Okay. I never thought I would need to know that stat, but apparently I do now. Just goes to show again how great. He's the greatest coach of all time, I guess. Okay. I don't know why that's so funny to me. I don't know why it's so funny to me. Oh my God. But anyway, back to this game. Yeah, this extra point is nuts. This is nuts. But a minute 58 left in the game. And a kick goes out the back of the end zone. And the Ravens will get the ball at the 25-yard line. So, okay. So I guess over and upright means good. Sure. Sure. Okay, here we go. 1st and 10. Lamar and gun. Lamar making some audibles at the line. And Lamar. Kenyon Drake is in the game to his left. Lamar throws a quick screen to Mark Andrews, and Mark Andrews lowers the shoulder at about a 5-yard reception. 2nd and 10 now. Now they have all 3 timeouts, so they're not in a panic by any means. Minute 42 and counting. 2nd and 3. Snap. Throws a short 1st down completion to Mark Andrews again, trying to fight to the 40, but it gets gang tackled. The Bengals are giving them all the underneath stuff. They're giving them all the underneath stuff. Now, the Ravens, they are in no panic mode. They are in zero panic mode right now, and I don't blame them. They have all the control right now. Lamar is under pressure, is able to escape from it, and is able to pick up about a 5-yard carry after that. Lamar was under pressure, nearly got sacked, was able to escape it, and Baltimore calls their first timeout with a minute 6 left in the game. Oh, baby, here we go. Here we go. Now, here's the thing. One incomplete, one negative play here. I'm not going to say one negative plays game. That's ridiculous, but one negative play would make the job a lot harder for sure. 2nd and 6 coming up, and they are near midfield, which basically anything past midfield is Justin Tucker's range. It's essentially what it is. If last year was any indication, as long as you can get it within 66 yards, you're good. You're good to go. The Ravens have had 3 blown leads at home this season so far. Obviously, week 2 against Miami, they were up 21 in that game. They're up 17 last week against Buffalo, and tonight they were up 10, and they blew that lead. And those first 2 games resulted in a loss. Will this one result in a loss as well? We shall see. Now there was a penalty on the play, so it's going to be 1st and 5. All the Bengals had too many men on defense, so it's going to be 1st and 5. 1st and 5 at the 45-yard line. Snap, and it's going to be a keeper for Lamar. Lamar is able to find a hole, make a cut, and he is past the 40, down to the 35-yard line. Goes Lamar Jackson under a minute left, and they're hurrying up to the line. You don't need to. You just got to a minute left. And Lamar on the keeper, that was the inverted RPO that I was talking about. And he actually tripped. He actually probably would have taken up the sideline and scored, honestly. But he got tripped up by the turf monster. Actually got tripped by his own blocker. But a timeout by Cincinnati with 56 seconds left. And they are in Tucker range, essentially. They are in Tucker range. They are well into Tucker range. 1st and 10. For the Baltimore Ravens. Oh, baby, here we go. Lamar in pistol once again. Josh Oliver, the tight end, in motion. Snap, hand off to Drake. Drake's able to pick up about 4, maybe 5 yards on that. And Cincinnati calls their second timeout. 52 seconds left. Now Baltimore has all the ability in the world to just drain this clock to nothing, kick a game-winning field goal, and send everyone home happy. Tucker telling the cameraman to fuck off. Yeah, cameraman, let the man practice. Damn. Here we are, though. 2nd and 6. Here we go. Pistol once again for Lamar. No, Lamar keeps it once again, and Lamar gets close to a first down. 3rd and 1 coming up. They are now inside the 25, I believe. And Cincinnati calls their final timeout. 46 seconds to go. Now Baltimore has complete control. Baltimore has complete and utter control. Because the result almost seems inevitable at this point, unless a crazy turnover happens. But we get back to earlier about the missed opportunity down in the goal, their first goal to go situation for Cincinnati, where they didn't get any points. If they had got even a field goal out of this would have been different. They would have had to score a touchdown. Baltimore did. And Lamar keeps it once again, and he's able to break an arm tackle and get the first down. And yeah, it's a 1 second differential from the play clock to the game clock. And they're going to wait for this to go down to 1 second, call a timeout, and kick the game-winning field goal. And Cincinnati doesn't have any timeouts left, so they can't ice them. This is like like Justin Tucker's about to walk out on the field. Yep. 3, 2. Yep. They called the timeout. 3 seconds left. And here he comes. Justin Tucker coming out onto the field. Coming out like Thanos. I am inevitable. This really did. This seemed like it was inevitable. And Justin Tucker, it is a 43-yard attempt, which is basically light work for him. And here we are, 43 yards to win the game. And it's going to be Justin Tucker, snap, ball down. And it's right down the motherfucking pipe. And the Baltimore Ravens, after blowing two leads at home in the first 4 games of the season, they don't blow this one. They don't blow this one as they walk off with a Justin Tucker game-winning field goal and beat the Cincinnati Bengals 19-17. This is a competitive game, man. This is an up and down game. This is a competitive football game. The Ravens are now 3-2, and the Bengals fall to 2-3. Man, oh man. What a game. What a game. But great win for Baltimore. Bengals, they're going to look back and correct some things for sure, especially that goal line situation earlier. Who knows? If they just even gotten a field goal on that drive, this might have been different. But yeah, and that is going to be it for me tonight as well. Like I said, I will be out for the podcast Wednesday, and I will also be back here live once again next Sunday night here on youtube.com for the Cowboys against the Eagles. And until then, I am Double Diesel.